Back in Bold, Part 8, Tommy Bahama. We've gone so far with this series, creating a metaverse business. Tommy's creating the first hotel in Sandbox. The train is moving. It's so excited. There was a big week down in Miami this past week, Tommy. Tell me all about it.
Yeah, so our last little talk, I was driving down to Miami for NFT weekend. Had a little conference that I actually attended and saw a bunch of speakers, met some amazing people. I think what's really great about those conferences is you get to choose which talks you kind of want to truly engage in and listen up to, but it's meeting the people. It's meeting the founders of companies you're interested in and the founders of projects that you think will go far. Just from a simple weekend in Miami at this conference, I met three different founders that could work out for a partnership with Metaverse Hospitality. Can't reveal who and what they were yet, but there is lots and lots of opportunity just by meeting people in person, just by explaining it firsthand. Having those like minds together in the same room. It was pretty cool to witness that many people together at once.
What about this Bitcoin bull? We talked about it last time. Miami is the epicenter of crypto and all things metaverse. What was this you told me?
Yeah, so New York City, the financial center of the world, they have their own bull that kind of represents that. And the mayor of Miami, it's Bitcoin week right now. So the mayor of Miami released the Bitcoin bull, and wants to, like we talked about last week, have Miami the center of cryptocurrency. The future of crypto is going completely through Miami, and he kind of wanted to represent that with a Bitcoin bull. It's a little more new age than the New York City one. It looks pretty dang cool, but it was the big thing of Bitcoin week, and that's still going on. Still another big conference, still another place to meet like minds. I'm not actually going to that conference, but there's parties, there's events throughout the week where you get to meet people, and that's what's most important.
Yeah, it reminded me of this. I saw it the other day on Reddit. I'm going to put it up on the screen. So there's a photo of a conference back in 2013. This guy was explaining Bitcoin when it was at $100 and the room was totally empty. And I've seen a ton of other photos like this in like 2010, 2011. Like, these people are fucking crazy. What is this Bitcoin? This is to buy drugs and assassins and whatnot. And now it's like it runs Miami. It went from this to running Miami. I mean, it's freaking crazy, no?
It's wild. It's completely crazy. It takes time to establish yourself, whether you're a company, whether you're a cryptocurrency, whether you're an FD project. It takes time to establish yourself. And, if you consistently show you the value, which obviously they have, you go from, a room like that where there's one person to now thousands and thousands of people coming to Miami for just a week of conferences, and it's literally become a month of conferences. I talked about last episode where it's every single week this month there's a new conference. So there's some people that come from all over the world just to stay in Miami for a month and learn about cryptocurrency, learn about blockchain as a whole. And I saw a comparison a couple of days ago of like Netflix, for example. We all knew Netflix come probably 2015 at the earliest, at the very earliest. It probably became popular 2018, but it started in 2010. It was around for a long time before it truly became the go-to streaming service for everybody. And it takes time for everything. That comes from anything from cryptocurrency to technology to a streaming service. Show the value and show support within the community, like coming out to these conferences, and you'll get to where you need to be.
Yeah, I remember doing the renting from Netflix where you get the DVDs in the mail. So it's crazy how much that's changed too. But it is that like that chart, the early adapters or the innovators, the early adapters, and then the silent adapters, and then the majority, and then the laggards, or whatever, that chart. I posted that on the Bold Perceptions Instagram story relating to that photo I just showed. But it is fascinating. Tommy, who's our new person down here? I feel bad. We're making her sit in the dust, not speaking.
Yeah. So speaking of, going way back, Jadasola and I met probably 2016, I believe. Way back when Bitcoin and Ethereum were just getting started. And a lot of our conversations, a lot of our talks back then revolved around actually digital fashion. Jadasola's background was in retail and, has a immense knowledge and understanding of the fashion industry. And we talked about digital wearables in 2016 before it was a thing, before anybody thought they were going to dress their avatar in the metaverse. That's not how our talks formed back then. It was more of like being able to have, I remember a specific conversation of having like a mirror that knows your exact sizes, and you can literally dress yourself in the mirror with whatever clothes in the world you want and buy from that mirror, and then a year later that mirror came out, or 2 years later that mirror came out, and that's how me and Jadesola, started our relationship, started our friendship. It was based off of pretty much digital wearables, and it's evolved a lot since then. She wanted to be a part of Metaverse hospitality. I wanted her to be a part of Metaverse hospitality. And just like everybody in the company right now, she kind of does a little bit of everything. It started as a community concierge, we like to call it. We like to have everybody, have an understanding of something that's relevant in the company right now. So Discord was very relevant. We needed someone to head that, and Jadesola took the lead on that. And it's kind of evolved to a lot more. We want to bring in her fashion expertise. We want to bring in her retail expertise, to collide digital fashion, to collide digital wearables, to bring retail to all of our hotels. Helping out with merch. It's just like any startup right now. Everyone does a little bit of everything. But Jadesola is a great addition to the team, and we're really excited for the future.
Let's hear her talk then. No more talking for me. Let's hear her talk.
Happy to be here. No, thank you for all the kind words. Tommy and I met a few years ago, and I actually do remember that conversation because that was like my thing back then. That the idea of the mirror, I think I was thinking about closets, like smart closets as well, where you could plan your outfits before actually purchasing them. So the idea of digital wearables has been in my head for a while. So to see it happening in the meta world, in the Web3 space, is really cool. I think digital fashion, just like regular fashion, is a great way to express yourself. Everybody could be wearing the same exact thing if it was just only about the function. But at the end of the day, we are trying to say something about the clothes that we wear. So that is relevant as well in the virtual world.
Let's really explain it for the layman term. So I know like CS:GO, that game, the skins was like the first real metaverse gaming thing that made a lot of money. They put like a cool looking skin on your gun, and everyone knew like, oh, he's super cool. He's got this. Now it's getting more and more popular. Can you bring me through this wearables and why I should care and why the normal person should think that there's some value towards this?
I mean, I would say it's a status symbol, some type of self-expression, if that makes sense. And skins, that was a great way to start because I feel like everything starts in the gaming world. You can dress your avatar, you can kind of say what you want to say about yourself with the skins that you pick. And then now as it's gaining more popularity, not everybody's gaming. People are just kind of hanging out in the metaverse. And now you can dress yourself in Adidas and Nike. And you can really tell your own story through what you're wearing. So I think, I'm so sorry. You make a really great point about how, it started in gaming, and now it's getting a lot more.
Even Gucci just came out with the digital wearables for Bored Ape Yacht Club. You got to dress up your ape in Gucci. It's technically all they're doing is selling a replica of the Bored Ape Yacht Club with a Gucci suit on. And those absolutely went crazy because it's a status symbol. Everyone wants Gucci in the metaverse. And their first NFT to come out from Gucci, and that's your shirt, that's your fashion in the metaverse. I think that it's a lot to do with a status symbol, and that's kind of how Bored Ape Yacht Club took that second rise. A lot of people that first came in saw the maybe Web3 tech behind it, the opportunity like ourselves to brand a company behind it. And now it's becoming to the price where it's a lot about status symbol. You know, a lot of people are jumping in just because it's Gucci, you know, and they have to own the first Gucci.
Exactly. It's all about community at the end of it. It's still all about community. It's at the end of the day, it's about what people think about you and what you're saying about yourself.
Yeah, that's hardwired in from the caveman days, because if you're a weirdo and outcast, you probably get killed or you get no food. So you want to be socially accepted. But I love the analogy, that's the right word for it, is watches. Now, obviously the Rolexes, the Omegas, all them, like, they're good watches. You know, they test them and do that and whatnot. But the Seiko watch over there is almost on par, and it's some Seikos are a tenth of the price, right? But it comes with, okay, your Rolex, all the history behind it, obviously the marketing they do, and people look at it, the average watch person, oh, they see a Rolex, that's all they know. Oh, you must be rich, right? So that's why I always look at it with like any of these like metaverse wearables or whatnot, is like you said, about clothing. It is all about what you're trying to present to other people. Like, this is who I am, this is how I express myself. And the more time people spend in these gaming communities and the metaverse type thing, I mean, it only makes sense that they want to express themselves just as much in there than they do in real life.
Absolutely. You want to differentiate yourself from everybody else. And yeah, essentially you can argue that watches are obsolete because we all have the time on our phones now. Like, who's actually looking on their wrist to tell the time? A lot of people have Rolexes and still pull out their phone to see what time it is. But at the end of the day, it's what you're, saying about yourself when you have one on.
That's the funniest thing. I just saw I think it might have been like Little Baby, and there was like a clip of him. They're like, "Hey, why do you wear two watches?" He's like, "Oh, I asked my stylist to bring my drip." And they're like, "Can you even read the watch?" He's like, "I got my phone. What do you mean?" That's how I get my He's just got two like iced out Rolexes, doesn't even know how to even look at them. But that's a funny point. Tommy, you're going to say something?
Yeah, I mean, I said guilty. Like I wear a watch that doesn't work sometimes, just because it's part of the fashion. It matches, the shoes for the day, something like that. But where I wanted to take, metaverse hospitality wearables and our kind of line of merch, and obviously that's going to be real world. But we want to have our own signature within the metaverse too. And within our company, it's not going to be just a status symbol. So the way we look at it is like, you see, say, my ape has the service outfit, our uniforms in the metaverse will look similar to that. And we want that to be a symbol of like someone, you can go to for help. Like just like anybody in a hotel, if you need assistance, you go to the staff, you're there for you at any moment, and I think that that's just something that can be easy recognizable, whether you're walking around in a hotel or whether you're walking around in someone else's property. If you're wearing our Metaverse Hospitality uniform merch, you are someone that anybody could go to for help. You are someone that is knowledgeable of the metaverse. You are someone that can answer questions and guide someone who's, maybe it's their first step in the metaverse. So I think that it's all started with status symbol, obviously, but there's different ways to bring it in the future, and to different ways for us to sell it in the future as well.
So with this though, the NFT stuff and whatnot, this is hard to fake, right? Because like in the real world, especially over here in Europe, you go to any market, I see all the fake Louis Vuitton. I mean, in retail, Jada Sola, like there's so much fake shit. Know what I mean? But in the metaverse, it's going to be very hard to do this, because it just reminds me too about how that Miami 8 person was trying to message me on Instagram, Tommy, and you're like, oh, I know that girl, and that's not her. Look at the username; it's fake. So in the metaverse, it's going to be very hard to counterfeit, right?
It is, yes. And that's what's special about NFTs and blockchain technologies. You can check every transaction. You can check the history, who bought it, who sold it, if it's verified, if it's a real collection. You literally just jump on the blockchain, and sometimes you have to know how to read the blockchain. Sometimes you can just like pull up OpenSea and see the history of it, And when it comes to wearables, it'll be the same way. Like there'll be knockoffs, of course, once Gucci becomes more of a play in the metaverse, and they already have their digital fashion line for apes. That people are already trying to knock it off, but first off, it looks different. Second off, you can just check the blockchain and see that it's not the right collection. It's fake. So
Yeah.
it's easy.
I think to that point too, if we even go beyond wearables and just to blockchain in general in retail in the physical world, how that helps with counterfeits. Like the blockchain technology can track a product from the source to the customer, and you can see if you're going to buy it secondhand, you can check the blockchain and see that this is actually something that's real and not a dupe or something like that. So it has a lot of use cases.
Tommy, what's really cool is you we're talking about retail, because like a lot of hotels, they have the shopping and then the nice stuff they sell. So you're trying to bring retail into your hotels, right? And Jada Sola is going to be helping out with that. How are you doing this? Tell me what makes it different from the real world.
So the main thing is there's two sides of it. You have your digital fashion and you have your real world fashion. And why not sell both in the metaverse? When you have the option to. So just like say a hotel, think of a hotel that has a casino. Every casino has like watch and retail stores outside of it because they want you to spend the money you just won in the casino on all this, high end fashion. It's going to be a similar play. We're going to have a lot of options that people want to show off and people are interested in buying because it is a status symbol. But at the same time, we will have metaverse hospitality merch and things that our community will be more interested in to show off that they're part of this community. And that'll be a big thing for other communities as well. People we partnership, other companies, other projects we partnership. And opportunity will be to sell their merch in our retail stores as well. So it's bringing in other communities that are interested in digital merch and physical. You can sell, say, our digital uniform, and maybe you can burn it for a real world piece of clothing. There's so many options that you can come into play. And like I said, why not do both physical for the real world and have your digital at the same time?
Absolutely. I think with as the community is growing, as more eyes get on our community and we have people coming to the hotel, it gives an opportunity to other brands to showcase what they have as well, and alongside our merch and our wearables.
Tommy, I've heard a lot about the crypto gambling and all the companies are based in like the Caribbean and whatnot, and that Steve Will Do It and a bunch of influencers kind of got hit with it. What do you think about getting crypto into your or crypto gambling in your hotel? Is that a future thing or no?
It's tough to say. Like one hotel, Hotel Euphoria is a little more degenerate. We actually, part of it is having a casino into place. Will it be playable with actual currency? That's tough to say. We're obviously not going to cross the line. We don't want to mess with anything that's going to get us in trouble right off the bat. But we want it to be, yeah. Why wouldn't you want to be able to go to the casino in the metaverse? Gambling, it's fun in real life. It's going to be the same thing in the metaverse too. And hopefully it's like a little bit of a safer environment. I think that you can not necessarily do things that are illegal. Hopefully it doesn't get to the point where it is illegal, and hopefully we can bring it in. But it's just tough to say right now. It's not something that's regulated. It's not something that's ready to launch in that type of way.
Jada Sola, so what is your background exactly, and why are you a good fit for this retail, this wearables, this fashion area in the metaverse?
Yeah, no, I think retail is my entire career. I went to school for retail merchandising and product development. I have worked at countless companies in their in corporate retail, buying, doing assortment, merchandising, and then now I work as a consultant for retail companies. I also have experience in customer success for retail technologies. So not directly with the products, but with technology that helps promote products or go to market strategies and stuff like that. So honestly, I've been doing retail since for the last 10 years now, and I'm very familiar with the ins and outs the different facets of it. And so I think I have a lot of knowledge that I can bring to this space for sure.
So why give up your cushy consulting and what you're really good at to go into this random company with this dude with the weird glasses on?
Because I think even the fact that I've been able to get to consulting this early in my career, I think it shows who I am as a person, always trying to grow, always looking for the next adventure, always trying to see like what's over the horizon. And this is what's next. So why not?
This is what next, baby. I like it.
Okay, so what's on the schedule right now? Like, what am I going to see from Jay DeSola and you guys in the next week, 2 weeks? Is it just merchandise for Metaverse hospitality, or what else is going on here?
Definitely.
Are you building partnerships and all that stuff?
Definitely look out for merch for sure. So that's going to be coming in the next few months. And then looking to partner with some retail brands that, want a space in this community that, may not have as big of a voice as Adidas and Nike, who can do this on their own. So definitely just be on the lookout, working and talking and learning about different brands who would be interested in this space for sure.
And NFT NYC is obviously a big focus. We want to have our merch line ready to go for that. So Jay DeSola has been a big help with that, having everything prepared for NFT One NYC right before launch. Obviously, partnerships are a big part of that. So that's exactly what we're focused on, bringing in everyone that is, first off, interested in Web3 and interested in being a part of our community.
Okay, two final things. One, what makes this space of retail and Web3, the Metaverse, more exciting than the traditional retail, Jay DeSola? What makes this kind of like, oh, okay, I should probably do something with this or get involved?
Because this is where the tides are turning, honestly. Like if we're thinking about the generation that's coming up behind us, so many people are spending their time in games. So many people are like in the metaverse now. And I would say, I think the pandemic had a really big part of that, like everybody kind of having to be indoors. Even thinking about Zoom, like you can go crazy with it, thinking about Zoom and thinking about like just talking to people and being able to like switch what you're wearing, like as you're talking to people. I know this is where the future is going, being able to connect with people across the world. This is the space to be in for sure.
Tommy, how do I invest in wearables and retail in the Metaverse?
Well, there's a few brands out there that are obviously changing the game. Artifact Studios was probably the first that really changed the digital wearable game for the future. I mean, they got bought out by Nike because they absolutely killed the shoe game in the digital fashion sense. And you can buy their products. They still have shoes available and whatnot, but there's a lot of things that still need to be put in place. You can buy, say, like a wearable for Sandbox on the Sandbox Marketplace. You can buy wearables for Decentraland on Decentraland Marketplace. But, for example, our company, if you're a holder of our NFT, little alpha here, you're going to get some wearables for free down the line in the future, and that's about rewarding the community, and having something to represent our community in the metaverse, so anybody that wants to represent metaverse hospitality, they're obviously a holder in the first place, so they trust our company, they want to back our company, and we want to provide a wearable for the metaverse for them to show it off. And that's what a lot of companies are doing, is providing that value in a digital wearable, because for example, you can create a wearable on Polygon and then transfer it to your holders for free. So that's an easy way to, like I said, reward your holders and make sure everyone has a representation of you and your company in the metaverse.
It's similar to like the whole Bored Ape Yacht Club with giving you the dog and dropping you all those coins, right? That's kind of like a theme of good projects and good companies in the metaverse, is they reward the people who hold their stuff, right?
Exactly. Yep. I always want to come back to the holders. I always want to show love to them and reward them in some type of way. Yeah.
Awesome. Jay DeSola, any final words? It was so nice to meet you.
It was a pleasure to meet you too. I think, just keep your eyes peeled for what's next. The space is really changing, and I'm very excited to be here. Be
So
part
do
of
I
it
get
for
a
sure.
one-of-one design from you for me to wear, huh? Some super cool, dress.
We'll see. We'll see what we can design and let you
Okay,
know.
okay.
A little bold
Tommy,
by
any final
Metaverse
words?
Hospitality.
Yeah.
No, thanks for having us. I think we went a little out of place from the last introduction. We had Meta Table, our like F&B series start. So we were posting some videos of our Meta chef and our Meta mixologists that are cooking up some great meals and mixing up some great drinks. They're going to be on the next episode. Look out for their videos that are coming out, weekly, very, very soon. And yeah, just a lot going on in the next few months.
Wonderful. Remember, this is full video. It will be on the YouTube channel. So if you are listening, iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, whatever, we're trying to move you people to YouTube. We've got that page up and running. We've been posting a lot. So go subscribe, Bold Perceptions. Write us a review on iTunes. You can do reviews on Spotify now too. Check out Metaverse Hospitality on Instagram. You guys are more prevalent on Twitter, right? Tommy, your page, Twitter Spaces.
Yep. Twitter, Meta Hospitality. We got Twitter Spaces every Tuesday at 4. We got obviously the Bold podcast series, introducing our team, introducing pretty much our business plan. So yeah, check out the full series on YouTube. This is episode 8 now. We're cranking them out now. We're getting really, really excited for the future now.